My name is Jackson, aka the Big Unit. Some of you know me as the guitar repair guy. Some of you know me as the lead singer, guitarist, and songwriter for the heavy metal band Shatterbone. Some of you know me as an electrical educator. Some of you know me as the guy with the crazy guitar collection. Some of you know me as a die-hard Raiders fan. For years, I have been playing, collecting, and working on guitars and spending all my free time doing stuff with guitars. But now, I'm building guitars. Okay, so, paint is pretty much done here. Right now, I want to get the fret level crown and polish settled here. Also, I did not file the side dots down yet, so I need to do that too. So I'm going to start out with that. Now, next, need to tape off the neck.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
I'm pretty sure these are going to be not good, so let's just confirm. Yeah, definitely needs some work down south here, so. He says I'm Batman. Are you Batman? No, row. All right. Ooh la la. Shiny happy frets. Okay. Now, I think while I'm piddling around with the neck, I'm going to oil it. Alright, so we're going to oil this neck rather than paint it or anything like that. He wanted the headstock painted, the face of the headstock painted, which I did, but he wants the back oiled. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with penetrating oil. Okay, we're going to do the back of the neck in penetrating oil. Then I'm probably going to put a little bit of high build over top of that, just to seal it a little. And then we're going to do the fretboard restorative and cleaning on the front. And that mahogany looks pretty nice. Okay, now it says let cure 5 to 10 minutes or until tacky. Wipe off the excess. Alright, well, I'm not sure if I'm just not putting it on very thick or what the story is here, but it is not getting super tacky or anything like that, so it feels dry. So I'm just going to keep going at it here, throwing a little more penetrating oil on it. I do think I'm going to let it cure for a bit before I attack it with the high build though. So I might do the, actually, you know what, I'm just going to do the fretboard restorative while I'm sitting here. Alright, well, finish is finished, sorta. All the painting's done, all the drying's done. The paint is set, it's hard. It's been just about 3 weeks since I sprayed it. Can't leave a mark in it with my thumbnail anymore. And the neck is done. Also, for the first time, I actually stamped a serial number into the headstock. So, for future posterity's sake, in case anybody's wondering, just in case I make it famous someday. Yuck, yuck. Okay, so the first two numbers are the build. This is my third build. And then the 6-digit date, going by the month, the day, and the year. I dated it November 30th. I hope I'm done before that, but we're just gonna call November 30th the official date on when this is finished, so. But otherwise, that's all done, that's all ready to go. My brother doesn't want me to do any sanding on the headstock. So I'm gonna leave that alone. It's what he told me to do, and it's for him, so if that's what he wants, that's what I'm doing. But the body. Little bit of orange peel going on here. It's not horrendous, but it could be a lot smoother than this. I do have a couple of really, really tiny runs. I mean, like, perceptible to the eye, but you can't feel them. So I'm gonna try and take them down carefully, not sanding through the finish. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna start out with Super Aslisk 600, and I'm going to very gently flat sand the flat areas, trying to avoid edges as much as possible. Then I'm gonna go up to 1200, and then I have a 2000 grit paper that I'm going to use just to give it a minor buff before I actually take it to the buffing wheel. So, say your prayers. This is the first time I've ever sanded a finish. And I really don't want to do much here. I mean, I'm seriously just trying to take the tops off of this orange peel a little bit. I don't want to go crazy and go through the clear.
How much pressure are you?
I'm not, hardly any. Enough pressure to get it to move forward and backward. I have hardly any downward pressure at all. Also, I want to try and keep it as clean as possible as I'm going, because if I start dragging residue with my paper, can actually make my paper grit more aggressive, which is something I really want to avoid. I got just a little bit of a paint or a clear run. All right. I think I'm gonna stop with the 600 grit there and go up to 1500 grit or 1200 grit.
Oh, I see. It didn't even look like this. It looked like frickin' tissue.
Yeah, it almost is. It's got a little grit to it, but it is more like a cloth than it is
See, I've got like sanding
sandpaper.
blocks that are blocks. They're like foam like this,
Right.
almost, but they're sanded. They actually a little bit of, and they go all the way through. You know, it's one hot solid piece.
So now I'm
For woodwork stuff, you know.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go up to 1200. Now we're really not doing as much sanding as we are starting to polish. This will still help take down some of the steeper peaks, but for the most part now we're polishing. Some of this I'm just trying to avoid altogether since it's going to be under the pick guard anyway, but I still want to knock it down a little bit so it's not holding the pick guard up off the body or anything. There's record. Are you kind of aiming at this?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to start out with my extra fine buffing compound wool buffing pad on my corded drill, and I'm going to go really lightly here because this isn't the final buff I'm going to do. I'm going to do turtle wax buff too. All right. Oh man, I think it's about ready for the final buff at this point. Feels nice.
Put it together tonight.
Hey, that'd be great.
Wouldn't it?
I would like to get this done here this week, so I'm hoping by next weekend you're playing it. So,
Brush up. Huh?
right. I'm gonna go somewhat sparingly with it at first because I'm not 100% sure how much of this it takes. I would assume not a great deal, being that this can is smaller than a coffee can and it's supposed to cover a car. I'm guessing I don't need a great deal for something this size. So we're gonna start out fairly small and we'll see if that gets me where I need to be. Okay. don't know who they surveyed that told them that sandalwood smells good, but I think they were high.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Somebody must like it because they have a lot of them.
All right. Socket sets.
Very nice.
All right. Yeah.
Wow. Very nice.
Yeah, I think at this point we're ready to take this downstairs and do the final soldering fit and assembly, and yeah, then we're going to be sticking a fork in this. So I guess next we will proceed to the bat cave and work down there and get this all ready to rock. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of my madness. Click like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.